So that's actually a good segue to our other topic for this evening. Or I don't know, did you have anything to talk about with regard to trains, or do you want to wait until we can get a hold of the
Well,
people down in Pueblo?
well, no, I'll go for this one because I've got it set up.
Okay.
Um, share screen, share that, Zoom, the Things Network. There's the thing called LoRa, long range, low power. All right. Um, let me stop share a minute. Here's a Raspberry Pi with a LoRa hat with an antenna, and it can have two antennas. And then there's also a remote, right? It runs off of 3 volts with antenna. All right. Now, the reason I got these is what we were going to do. We have a program out here in Black Forest where everybody's on a well for water. And we want to measure. She pulled out and is pulling back in. Okay. Um, the depth of the how far down it is to the water in the well and whether their wells are going to run dry. It's about 180 feet from the ground down to water in my well, but my well is 320 feet deep. So I got a pretty good head of water on my pump. And is it going to stay at that level or is it going to pump down? Hang on a second. I need to turn the light off. How'd you forget? Oh, okay. Anyhow, so what I was going to do is I was going to put one of these and a battery on about 4 different wells per square mile and set up a ping that would through a hole in the cap go ding and measure how long the echo was. All right, and I found out, if you ever run across it, and you can use this on other things, I found out that I can take my cell phone and you've got a wellhead sticking out of the ground. What you do is you put your cell phone and hold it on top of the well like that, and then you and run a record program, and you strike it with a hammer, not too hard, just right. And on mine, it's about 0.3 of a second where you get back this echo. That looks something like that. The first one being the bam, and 0.3 of a second later, ding. And you can actually hear it. You hit it with the hammer and you can hear that bam, ding, bam, ding. And if you measure between the 2 points, all right, and divide by 2, and at this elevation, it's about 1,020 feet per second. then that echo that comes back tells you that it's 180 feet down to the water, because the echo goes down, hits the water, and comes back. There's an echo. And we were gonna, the only problem is LoRa is line of sight. And all you need to do is put about 3 trees between you and the other side, and you get nothing. I was able to go from this sitting on my rooftop. All right. I ran an extension cord up there, sitting on my roof. I was able to go about 1/8 of a mile up the road through the trees to this, plugged into my cell phone for power, and it dropped out. But that was probably about 150 trees between us. So this thing, share screen, share. Let's see this work.
Things that revolutionize the way things to the internet, allowing you to reflect an Internet of Things use cases. We do this by the power of LoRa. Our goal has thousands of ways around the world. You can follow businesses build driving businesses.
All right. So much for that.
LoRa is the power of building carrier-grade Internet of Things networks in your hands. Single LoRa gateway supports 10,000 within a range of 10 kilometers. As the technology is very efficient, devices can last up to 5 years. Gateways together form one secure network. The advanced encryption of LoRaWAN secures the data from the thing to the dashboard. Therefore, devices can roam freely across open networks, yet keeping your data secure. When required, you can set up a private network that keeps your data within your trusted domain. Developers and businesses are using our tools and open networks to build all kinds of value-driving applications. So join this revolution and start building your next IoT solution with the Things Network.
Anyhow, you connect, there's a little programming to go along with it. And you can connect up sensors. One example would be you own a heating and cooling company in San Francisco, and you have to worry about the cooling towers on top of 96 buildings. So you put one of these and put the sensor at the cooling tower or the equipment, and it's not for streaming data, all right? As I understand it, LoRa is for short messages, all right? Like ID 176, temperature 104. And that would be the whole data stream. But you can have your central location and go out to 10 kilometers, all right? And you can actually go farther than that if you go out, let's say, 7 kilometers and daisy chain to another one 7 or 8 kilometers away, and another 7 or 8 kilometers away, and cover the whole state if you want to, with a network. All right. So if you want to know what the temperature in your greenhouse is, or you know, in their case, what they were doing was doing, I assume, temperatures and speeds and load factors down at this rail yard test facility down northwest of Pueblo. You actually have to go through the Pueblo, can't think of the name of it now, the army place down in northeast Pueblo. If you find it and go absolutely due north, then you can find this rail test yard. Now that about covers everything I had for tonight.
Cool. Well, thanks. That was awesome. That's there. Every time we have one of these meetups, I'm always amazed at how much there is to tinkering and IoT that I just don't know.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So for the
Next time I'll have my green screen set up and I'll be at Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia Lighthouse.
Nice. Yeah.